I completely understand Daffy and Bugs' fear in Flew the Coop. This is the second segment of the fourth episode of the second season of Baby Looney Tunes, and Granny has taken them all to the doctor's office to get their flu shots. And while she's away getting her own monthly checkup, the babies are getting their flu shots. And yes, Bugs does, of course, say, "What's up, Doc?" And I love the fact that it was Daffy who told him he could say that. I found that to be rather amusing. But Daffy and Bugs don't want their flu shots, and I get it. I hate injections, really hate them. Not so much that I won't get them done. I won't get my blood taken unless I absolutely have to, but injections I don't mind enough. I wouldn't do what Daffy and Bugs did in this, though, and that's to avoid getting it done. And the reason for that is something that Granny said. Granny says, and I quote, "Shots are only unpleasant for a little while, but getting sick is so much worse." And that's why I think it's easier to get over the fear of them, because the fear of getting sick is even worse. But Daffy and Bugs don't care. That's not on their mind. They do everything they can to avoid it. But meanwhile, we the viewers see that the other babies are getting their shots, and it's not so bad. And they get some sugar-free lollipops as a reward as well. So I don't think the episode would make young children scared of getting their shots. And in fact, I think it did a good job of showing them that actually it's not that bad. It's not as scary as you think. And if you do what Bugs and Daffy does, it's probably not going to end well for you. That sounds tragic. That sounds like something really awful happened to Bugs and Daffy. Not quite, but it was enough to show that actually it's not that bad. It is temporary. You might get a lollipop depending on which doctor's surgery you go to. And yeah, it's definitely the better option. I enjoyed the episode because I understand completely where Bugs and Daffy were coming from. I also love Bugs and Daffy as a team. I think they work as a duo, even though when they're in the full-size Looney Tunes, they're usually opposing one another. When they work together like they do in this episode, I thought it was very sweet and really enjoyable. It's a good episode. I think it tackles a subject that's relevant not just to young children, but to adults as well. But obviously, when you're young, you do seem to get an endless number of shots. So it can help ease the fear and show that actually, not only is it not as bad as you think it will be, but it's also the better option than getting sick. Not a bad episode at all. Great choice of characters to focus on. Flew the Coop is definitely a really solid and really useful episode.